majority of gardeners wait until Memorial Day weekend to get out and do all their planting, preparing the soil, and they end up by the end of the weekend totally exhausted and not happy about gardening at all. So what we're trying to do now is take advantage of the cooler weather in early May and get some things done so that when it comes time to planting on Memorial Day weekend, all you have to do is sow the seed or dig a hole and put the plant in. So let's talk about a few things you can do. First, consider making a planting stick. Here at the community garden, our beds are 30 inches wide with an aisle space of 18 inches. That allows us to maintain 24 inches. We still have 6 inches of space on the bed and then 18 inches of walking area. So a planting stick is an ideal thing to have with you. Before you even do that, you should have prepared a planting schedule. Things that you're going to put in the ground. Here at the garden, we have 42 planting beds, so we need to do this. You at home maybe only have a couple of planting beds. And in the back, keep track of what you have planted, what you bought for seed, what the proper spacing is, when you put them in the ground, when you can probably start harvesting them. This is just so helpful for you in advance if you take care of this so that you don't have to think about it when you actually are out there planting. You pull this out, this is where it's going, I'm good to go. So let's talk a little bit about preparing the beds. As I mentioned earlier, our beds are 30 inches wide and 42 feet long. And what we've done is put PVC pipe at the corners of all of the beds, and we run a string, and it's yellow so you can see it against the ground, but we run a string to make these nice straight lines. Then we turn our beds and rake it out. So when you take a look at the beds, they're already leveled and raked and ready for planting. And we do that well in advance because we don't want to, again, try to kill ourselves during the Memorial Day weekend, but also to allow the soil to settle a little bit and any microbes that got dispersed can kind of coalesce back in place. We can get some fertilizer in, rake that in, then we're ready to go. So one of the things that is growing right now and is ready for harvest is our rhubarb. Rhubarb is planted in the fall. Now's a good time to split it if you have it, and some of it is ready for harvest. And the way to harvest rhubarb is to go in to the base of the plant and just give it a twist. Now you need to remember, this is not edible. This is the part that's edible. If you think you're ready to garden, everything's bought, everything's ready to go in the ground, but you still have to turn some soil or something, then think again. Now's the time to do some work on your tools, especially your shovel. Anytime you're trying to cut into a lawn or a bunch of weeds or things like that, and you find yourself doing the bunny hop on top of the shovel to penetrate the sod, that means that this section is not sharp. You want this to be like a knife edge. And the way to do that is with this rectangular file. It's called a bastard file. Lay your shovel on something level and then hold the file level to whatever you're sharpening on, and then just, but if you look now at the sharpened side versus the unsharpened side, you'll see the difference between this nice knife edge and nothing here.